In this episode, we are watching a TikTok of a mom and an ex-wife telling why she left her husband. Do you guys think that her reasons were valid? Or do you think that there was something a little bit fishy about what she said? We get down to the bottom of it and we actually expose some of the things that a lot of people are going through today that are causing them to be unsatisfied in the relationship. And it's not because of the relationship.
You gotta watch to the end for that, Jim, though.
That part.
Push play.
I was waiting on my ex-husband to be a bad person. I was truly waiting on him to do something so up to me so bad that it would justify me ending the marriage. What up, guys? So this is V, and I'm just getting into this whole TikTok thing, social media thing, share my life a little bit, because I know that my journey, my transparency, my authenticity is going to help somebody in a situation that I've overcome. I also said I was going to come out with a book on how to leave a good man. You know, a lot of people that's never been in my situation won't be able to relate. And it's okay, because this message ain't for you. But again, I was waiting on my husband to be a bad person. I stayed with the same person for 21 years, created a family. I was in the relationship 21 years, married 17. And I was married to a good man. I was married to a good guy. But we weren't good together. And being in a relationship where you're just not fulfilled, where you're not happy, but you are with a person that you know is good, and you're hearing the rest of the world talk about how hard it is.
Yo, y'all make me want to vomit, yo. Yo, y'all make me want to vomit, bro. It's so disgusting to me now. And you know what? There was a time where I probably would have been like, yeah, girl, I understand. I get it. I'm pro-marriage, but I still get it. I understand. Every time I hear a woman asking about where all the good men are, I'm gonna start stockpiling clips like this so that every time I react to one of them stupid videos, I can have a list of videos to play to y'all to explain why men don't want to be chivalrous anymore, to explain why men are scared of getting married, to explain why we have a 70 to 80% of the divorces are initiated by women. Because women be like,
the man had to do something.
He did. He had to do something, right? Because you think that it's okay, like getting divorced, despite the fact that you're making a vow where you promise that you won't do what she's saying that she did.
Word ain't nobody's bond no more.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Remember that used to be a thing?
Yeah, that was a thing.
Like word is bond.
That was a thing.
Your word is your bond. That's not a thing anymore.
And she was married for 20 years, so she's probably close to our generation, which makes it even more sickening.
Insert social media.
Social media!
Unfortunately, I think that has a huge part to play in it, because you keep on hearing more and more people say that, like, oh, well, I'm just not satisfied. I'm just not happy. I forgot, she used a word just now. It was a specific word that I wanted to zone in on, and I forgot.
I don't know, fulfilled?
Was it fulfilled? Maybe it was fulfilled, because I was basically going to go along the lines of purpose. You're
blaming your husband.
I was just going to say, because we just had a conversation in our last video. Go check this video out. We just did a video where we were talking about a woman's happiness, and Jay and I were kind of going back and forth about the thought or the idea of their purpose being their mate's partner, basically being a helpmate based on biblical principles, going back to the beginning, Adam and Eve, and when God made woman for man, because he said that it was not good for man to be alone. So if God is saying it's not good for man to be alone, we're supposed to be together, y'all, okay? Together. But I was saying that I pause nowadays when I hear whether or not it's a woman's purpose to be married and with children and things of that nature. And the reason being is because of that text. I'm just like, okay, well, if we were made with the idea of being a helpmeet, then yeah, we're supposed to be together. We're supposed to be working together, building together, raising family. We're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. So all that encompasses marriage and children and all that. I don't know, because of our sinful nature, whether or not that is the case for every woman, probably not. But I feel like maybe it is something that's ingrained in us. But I'm sorry, I'm going down a rabbit hole. Anyway, you cannot expect your spouse to fulfill that void where you feel as though you're not in purpose and you're not satisfied with life. I'm not saying satisfied in the relationship, because I feel like that's a different thing. Being satisfied in your relationship and being satisfied with a life is two different things. That purpose, that thing that you feel, that void that you're missing, that's something that God put in you from birth. So it'll probably be best to consult the Creator to find out exactly what that is if you're feeling the void, is what I would say.
Hard it is. how there aren't any good men in the world, it will make you stay longer than you need to. Your soul is yearning for more, right? But you're stuck. And that was me for a very long time. And I had to realize that he doesn't have to be a villain in the story for me to find my happiness. He doesn't have to be a horrible person for me to realize that he is not my person. I did us both a favor. I really did. And this is coming from my heart. And it's hard because
she be like, I did us both. I really did. I really did. That, you know what that is? That's called guilt. No, when they be like, oh, I did us both a favor. I did. It wasn't just for me. It was for him too. It was for him.
I heard, but she's lying.
Well, eventually in the long run, because if she was just gonna make him miserable.
So here's
maybe that's what she mean.
You're probably right. That's what she probably means. But the issue with that mentality is that part of being in a marriage, and the reason it's set up the way that it is, the reason that the societal rules existed before, they don't exist now, but before was because being in a marriage was supposed to teach you a lot about yourself. It was supposed to teach you a lot about other people. It's supposed to teach you about forgiveness. It was supposed to teach you about perseverance. It was supposed to teach you about what it means to actually love, because we think that love is a feeling only. There's an aspect of love that is a feeling. It is something that is attached to. But love is self-sacrifice. That's love. And I know that she could probably, turn around and somehow twist what she did into being like, oh, I sacrificed for him. No, you didn't. And you know what? I'm not even as agitated about what happened with him. That's not my main thing. Like, that's a part of it. It's a huge part of it because I value marriage, the sanctity of marriage. And I think that a lot of y'all jokers need to stay out of marriage because y'all don't value it. And all y'all doing is destroying it. And then you're destroying the other person as well while you destroy what marriage is. And it's so watered down nowadays that people have no respect for it. But she said, I made a family with him because I know a lot of the stats about what happened to children in divorced homes. So you have insurmountably, I'm coming up with SAT words to try to explain how bad this is. Indubitably.
Really? I don't think that's a SAT word.
I'm gonna look it up, but I don't even think that's a word. I've heard it, but I think that was always a fake word that they used to put in cartoons. You have so damaged your children and possibly your ex-husband, and it was selfish. And even beyond selfish, it wasn't even their fault. It was your fault.
It's you.
Because you out of purpose. It's very likely that you just don't know. I didn't know for like 40 years. Don't do no math. You don't need to know and try to figure out how old I am. Y'all see I'm rocking the grays today. I didn't diet. I decided to be truthful and honest. I'm being truthful and honest to her and to y'all. This is so agitating to me now because I'm just watching people destroy the lives of other people because of how they feel. So when my wife the other time was talking about, the verse said it's not good for man to be alone. So I don't think that man should be alone. I said the problem is if these are the women you're choosing from to be with,
Oh boy.
you might want to just be by yourself. I mean, if you could find a woman who is, clear-headed.
Find a good one.
Because, the old adage, it ain't no good women out here. It ain't no good men out here. There are good women and there are good men. But you have to check what is their temperature on what marriage is. This is not new. In the Old Testament, they were talking about how the Israelites was tripping, just throwing out certificates of divorce. What? You ain't gonna do my laundry? Divorced. That's how it was. And we talking Old Testament. So we talking a cool 3,000 years ago. So this is not new. It's the amount of damage that a lot of this stuff leaves is with these sinful, selfish women. You find a good one, don't be stupid and be like, well, I'm still out here in the streets. I'm gonna mess around with it and then I'm gonna leave her out there nice and damaged for the next guy.
You're a piece of trash, you know that.
Or if you're the type of person who really wants to get married, guys, y'all gotta be careful, bro, because the women that we have here, the more modern minded women, the ones like her, because she's been married for 20 years. Like, how would you know that she's like the more modern minded women conversation is still relatively new. Like the old heads is going back a cool 10 years. They're like, I was there from the beginning, 2015. That wasn't that long ago, dog. So she was married 10 years by the time that happened. So how would you even know?
I don't know. Just then check them branches in the back.
So when y'all have certain conversations, yes, it does matter what the outlook on marriage is. If their outlook on marriage is as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, we ain't got no problem, don't do it. Because then they might blame you for doing something that you're not even responsible for.
Because who leaves a good man? Who?
Women that
is willing to sacrifice their family for their happiness. Meanwhile, men sacrifice their happiness for their family. And then they justify it in their mind and says, well, I did us both a favor. I actually did us a favor. 21 years, bro. 17 years marriage. Thrown down the drain because you don't know how to find yourself. And then when you get middle age, all of a sudden you have this epiphany when you've been basically baiting him. And this is her word. She says she was waiting on him to be the villain. It's crazy, bro. Honestly, there is no right move that you can make. And then women will sit there and be all in the comments and talking about, men, why y'all shouldn't be afraid of divorce. Men aren't afraid of being married. They're afraid of getting divorced and running into this type of nonsense that ain't justified.
You see how much shorter he said everything I said? He just condensed that joker. That always taking everything in me, y'all, to not just go off on her.
Yeah, he's triggered. Yep. It's sad. It really is. We live in a society now where the most important thing is your happiness. Like, you have to be happy. And you have to have money in order for you to be happy. Those are like the two number one things. Yep. In which that's not true. I mean, it may feel good for a little while, to have money and be able to, do whatever you want when you want it. Mm-hmm. But after a while, that money, it's not going to be the thing that makes you feel fulfilled. That makes you feel like like
your life is complete.
Yeah. Yes. That's not going to make you feel like your life is complete. Because if that was the case, talk to all the rich people who have unalived themselves because they felt unfulfilled. They had literally everything in the world that you can think of, and they were not happy. So
in all fairness, I will say, just like me, a lot of people just don't know what they don't know.
True.
And I think in a situation like this with her, it's about not knowing who to blame for what you're feeling, what you're going through. There was a time I didn't know that the way that I was feeling in life was because I didn't have purpose. I didn't know what the heck purpose was for a long time. I think that that's probably the root of her problem. You just don't know. It just annoys me so much, the amount of damage that she's causing, and how her decision is not just going to affect her, but if her kids have kids, and if her kids have kids, like, this could be something that could take 3 generations for them to get over. In our community, we have so much damage from these broken homes, and it's trickling down, and we're seeing what's happening, 2-3 generations later, how the men act, how the women act. You know what I'm saying? We talk about these masculine women and these really feminine men, and they not taking care. A lot of that comes from broken homes.
Yeah.
There was no dad there. I only had mom, and then my older sister took care of me all of the time, and I never learned to get up and do things because I didn't have a man being like, boy, if you don't get up and do what you got to do, that's why the guy is soft. And the woman is masculine because she has to do everything, and then she teaches her daughter to do everything while taking care of her little brother. Yep. This is trickle-down effect of the broken home, and this is what she's setting up for her children and her grandchildren, and possibly her great-grandchildren if somebody doesn't have the mindset to correct and stop it. It just keeps going, and I'm not just feeling the type of way for the guy. I'm feeling the type of way for the generations of children that it's all affecting. Like, we just running into that wall.
Yep. So maybe what we need to start doing is changing the conversation to something we've been talking about forever.
I ain't changing the conversation. I'm going to get on y'all behinds because y'all get on my last nerve. Every single one of y'all out here. And then you got the nerve to put it on TikTok. No, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I was going to say maybe the conversation needs to be helping women understand their purpose.
And a lot of women's purpose is going to be family. But because we're social media, this is one of them things. Because they're seeing all of these other extravagant lifestyles where people are doing all of these amazing things. And it happens to me too, y'all.
Feel like you're missing out.
You feel like you're missing out on things that you love or love to do. Like, whatever. It could be something simple. It doesn't even have to be anything crazy. It could be working at the daggone Levi's factory, putting together a pair of jeans. There's a lot of people who are into fashion as women, and now this new crop of men are coming up. They're really, really into fashion. Would love to just be able to go and work for a small up and coming clothing line where they're designing clothes and they're doing new and different things. And for them, that would be the dream. Not necessarily to be rich, but just to be doing what they love to do for the 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day that they have to work, as opposed to going to a job that they hate that doesn't really do anything but pay the bills and nothing else. So even just showing that little bit really really can affect somebody's mind. And so there is that side of it. It's like, because you're being shown this, and for a lot of women, it is because you're being shown the jets and the limos and the
flashy,
nice
the bling
car
bling.
and the mansion. And because of that, what you have is not enough. And a big part of what's happening today is something that I suffered from a long time. There's no contentment. People are not content, and people are not grateful for the things that they have.
Let me tell y'all something.
That's a life changer.
The other day, we talk about this all the time. Well, not all the time, but we joke about this. Like, I thank God for what we have now. We ain't got a whole lot. We got a whole lot more than what we had when we started. Like, the fact that we got central air.
That's a big thing. Coming from Jersey, that's a big thing.
Listen, okay, if y'all from the tri-state, you understand.
Yeah.
Drop comments and let us know tri-state.
Yep.
Them older buildings and stuff like that, you got to put in the window unit, okay? And it don't circulate throughout the whole apartment a lot of times. So in the summertime, you just hot for no reason, just hot all the time.
Thankfully, summer don't last for 6 months like it do down here in North Carolina, but still.
Well, I was just grateful, like, Lord, thank you. Because I remember days when we didn't have central air. The heat was usually never an issue because they'll cook you. Like, the heating system was always okay. And I just like, Lord, I thank you for central air. Like, it seems like it's so simple, and y'all might be like, really? But I'm telling you.
Yes, there is.
Try living in the tri-state area in the summertime with no central air. Just have a window unit. Okay, just one window unit. It's not fun. Comment your thoughts down below and let us know what you guys think about this video. Comment your thoughts down below and let us know what you think. All right, and if you guys made it this far, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, turn your post notifications, and give us a thumbs up. Okay, it helps the algorithm. It tells YouTube that you appreciate what we're putting down.
What we're putting down.
Hey everybody, down in the description there are 2 links.
One is to a GoFundMe, and the other one is to a video that explains what the GoFundMe is for. Long story short, we have a medical situation with our daughter that we have to pay for everything out of pocket, and we could really use you guys' help. If you have the time, we'd love for you to go check it out. If you have the money, the funds, we'd love for you guys to help. If not, maybe you could send a link to somebody else who can help. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Press the out button.